For me, anytime after I play tournaments, I can't sleep after. For me, I'm pretty good at it. All right. Let us go in here then into game number 1. We have B here at the top as the English, and then over here on the opposite side, we have Lucifron as the Abbasid Dynasty. A very kind of rough matchup, I feel like, for Abbasid, but looks like B's not planning on doing anything. Actually, he's not going for any of the forward deer, which is interesting. Normally, when I've seen B play, he's always gone for his deer, except like one time, I think, in his series against Beastie yesterday. So this is a little bit of a difference here. He's going straight for his sheep, going, very standard opening. And then we have Abbasid kind of doing their standard stuff as well, on sheep. Now this map layout, I would say, definitely favors English in the fact that, look, forward berries. Gold is pretty forward. Berries are all over here. And then there is over here, 2 deer sources and a berry patch as well. No, this series just started, so no, there's like no one knows who's won this game. And so in general, this is not the kind of matchup. Oh no, here we go. B does end up going to the the deer. He did it a little bit later. I guess he waited for his scout to actually scout this. But yeah, as a Abbasid player, this is not the ideal spawn. You would prefer your berries to be behind. If you can get your gold and stone behind, that's also great. But having all 3 of these resources in a front kind of way is a little bit brutal. And we're going to kind of see how Lucifron is going to get if he'll be able to get a second TC down at a reasonable time. I'm anticipating the Council Hall to come out here. So reinforcements or the attack from longbows will come a little bit quicker, right? Instead of being over back here, it's going to be up here, making it across the map at a fairly quick pace. And really all B needs to do is what his focus on is denying these food sources. Like if he can deny these resources right here, it's going to be very, very hard for Abbasid to really do much because just berries and just sheep is not enough. You need more than that, than 1 pack of berries and then sheep. And, so far, Lucifron has found 10 sheep, so he's got a decent amount there, and should find some more over here as well. And B here should be advancing here momentarily, whereas we have Lucifron going up with Economic Wing right now. And I guess, you know what? This Council Hall is a little bit further behind than I expected. I thought he would put it here. But 4 villagers aging up right there. Now, the only thing is, though, for B's opening is he's not on wood at all. So maybe he's not planning on doing a super huge feudal aggression. Because with 0 villagers on wood, I mean, he's going to be able to afford only a couple longbows the moment he hits feudal age at the current rate. And we do see Lucifron's already gathering that stone. He's getting the straggler trees, and so he's going to go for a quick second TC, which is very standard in this matchup, I would say. I don't imagine we'll see a 2 TC from B. I feel like he's going to do, I mean, despite the later on the wood bills, he's still going to have some wood here. I am anticipating feudal pressure. Maybe he goes into a castle. I like how he just has 3 sheep chilling here. Hopefully he, puts those over here before any aggression comes. 9 sheep for B. So B has 10 sheep as well. Economic Wing's done. Fertile Crescent is being researched. And, Lucifron's already got a little bit over half. He only needs another 100 stone. I think it's more like 96 or something. And then he will be able to afford his second TC. This is going to be a really quick second TC, I think, for Lucifron here. I think he'll be able to get it down in the next... I mean, he's getting that down at like 4:30. He's just waiting for this to finish. Ooh, he's going to go for a greedy town center. This is really quick. 4:35 for a second TC. That is fast. I am going to rewatch this replay and steal that build. Because that is the fastest second TC I've ever seen for Abbasid, I think. 436. That's like an HRE second TC timing right there. I mean, and look at that. By the time B's getting feudal age and he sends his longbow across, this is going to be finished. He's going to secure these deer, and in reality, I kind of favor Lucifron's position now because that is really, really good. Like that is insane. I didn't even know you could do it this fast. Like these 3 longbows, they're not going to be able to do any pressure here. They could do a little bit of gold denial, but I'm sure Lucifron will have the gold he wants from this. He's probably going to go for fresh foodstuffs would be my assumption. And you know, B's going to scout this, and he's going to be like, holy cow, that's a fast TC. And now we have 4 longbows. Again, they're going to go poke at the Goldvilles. I mean, this is really the only spot they can get for now. And, you know, Lucifron recognizes that threat, immediately pulls the villagers, and he's just gathering wood, getting a stable down. And these longbows might be able to poke here, actually. Oh, but if I don't know if that was in range. Yeah, okay. He does have to move out. I do like that he's changing the position. I feel like this was too far forward anyway. Oh, he is going to lose a villager, though. Now, that's not the end of the world. Yes, it sucks to lose a villager, but Lucifron's on 2 town centers, so, you know, it's not the end of the world. He's getting a wall up here, so it's going to deny longbows from pressuring up here. What do we see else from B? We do see the barracks coming out from B now, so now he's got spearmen and longbows on the field. So these horsemen aren't going to be enough. He can't just make these horsemen and push this away. I'm going to imagine we'll have archery ranges soon. Do we see a blacksmith or anything yet from B? Not yet. B does have his wheelbarrow and the double broadaxe. Whereas, you know, Lucifron, he doesn't have the gold for any of that, so he's probably going to go for fresh foodstuffs would be my assumption before he starts adding anything else. And, you know, Lucifron's doing a good job keeping track of this army. He now knows there's spears, there's 9 longbows. 1 horseman doesn't stand a chance against the 9 longbows, let alone 2 spears. Recognizing this, he's actually building this a little further back. I like it. Ooh, a little bit of a dive from Lucifron here. I'm not sure I like, or sorry, from B. I'm not sure I like this. He's going to lose a few units. He is going to deny wood. I mean, and then Lucifron's going to try to go over here, but, you know, B's already anticipating that, so he's going to be able to deny this. There's still 1 spear left. I mean, this is going to be very annoying. Lucifron's going to be forced back again. He's going to lose another... Nope, doesn't lose that vill, actually. He's going to go back here. I mean, this is very annoying for him, right? He's lost 3 villagers. He's got no military, 2 horsemen, and B just has a ton of units streaming across. More longbows, more spears. Still no blacksmith yet. Did I just hear? Okay, I thought I heard like a horse coming out, but that must have been for Lucifron. And this is painful for Lucifron. He can't make any archers. You know, trying to be a little poking there. I mean, you know, I said I wasn't sure I liked this, but it's doing a lot of damage, so I definitely think it's doing its job. The thing is, I didn't realize that Lucifron took all his villagers away from the sheep, so he didn't have anything there. A little bit of an attempted raid by Lucifron here, but it was kind of shut down by the spear. Archery range is finally coming out, but here's more longbows, more spears. This is not looking good for Lucifron. He can't make anything. He's completely denied from wood. He's running his villagers because he's going to just go over here. And he's just going to take this wood line here. I think that's the best he can do. He has to take wood somewhere. This is relatively safe. You know, he's got this town center. These longbows they could poke at this, but then they would die from the town center, so it's kind of a give or take. I almost would have preferred taking this wood line as Lucifron, but you got to do what you got to do. He did lose that villager. This is definitely looking very, very rough, and this is what I'm saying. The feudal age pressure can be kind of brutal to deal with as Abbasid. Oh, Lucifron is going to notice this. You know, taking town center fire from 2 directions now. Lucifron's floating quite a bit of food, so he's not... I almost think he should take... How many villagers does he have on food? He has 19 villagers on food. I feel like he can take some away. Like, he could take some from here and move them to this wood line. But we do have archery ranges coming out. B still has a good, solid group of units over here, so, you know, he still has plenty of units. He is getting siege engineering, so we're going to see our first rams coming from B here momentarily. Now, the thing is, though, B does have a decent army that's kind of stuck back here. 8 longbows and 1 spear. Lucifron is going to take care of this. He's pulling back his horsemen, and he's just going to take care of this right now, and that'll reduce this, this army by a little bit, but there's still a big wave of reinforcements coming. 4 more spearmen, 11 more longbows, but this army's dead. But B is still ahead by 20 military. Well, I mean, at least for a moment. Now, I don't think 1 ram is enough. If he pushes with only 1 ram, I think this is going to be an easy denial for Lucifron. I think he'll be able to defend this. You know, getting rid of those units is really nice. You know, even, I mean, he's still, double behind on military. He's up by about 10 workers. But, he's starting to get his military count up. He's got, wow. Wow. That is 7 horsemen in queue at the moment. He should definitely cancel some of these and add a second stable. Because he's got the wood for another one. Like, if you think... Yeah, there we go. And that's exactly what he did. Lucifron listening to me live, fellas. Alright, and here we go. We're seeing B's push. We do see the units inside the ram. And, this does make it a little bit harder to defend against this. And I imagine he's going to, has these on hockey so we can easily get them out. And will Lucifron be able to hold this? If B takes this out, I think he wins. I mean, that town center's already halfway down. Man, this isn't good. Lucifron's losing a lot of villagers. He's taking out the spears. I think he's just... Yeah, that second TC's going to go down. I don't think there's any way he's protecting that. And that's 10 villagers right there. I mean, I say that, but Lucifron is cleaning this up. He's taking care of the spears. I mean, I say he's cleaning it up, but I think B's going to overall win this fight. I don't know. It's so close, but I think B's going to... Slightly lose? Slightly win? I mean, neither player really has really good blacksmith upgrades, but okay, it looks like B is going to be pushed back. And, despite losing that town center, so he still has more villagers. So Lucifron is not in a bad spot. I said he was going to lose the game if he lost his town center, but I was also anticipating him losing his army if that happened. And now, he's actually pushing him back a bit. 13 villagers were killed, 7 villager lead, and Lucifron has a pretty significant military lead right now. I mean, 11. But here's the problem. Lucifron is getting his blacksmith. His food income is now gone. He's got 13 on food, but so he's just transitioning villagers to food. He's going to make an outpost. And this game isn't over. I said it was one way or the other, but, I should just stop saying that because this is definitely not over. We see another archery range from B, another barracks. Now, the thing with B is he's about to run out of sheep here, so he's going to end up on, I'm assuming he's going to be back on berries. And he did keep both his rams alive, so he doesn't have to make more rams, which is nice for him. We see a little raiding attempt here, just trying to weaken the army. And Lucifron, this is a smart play, just going to get another second TC. Should B expand here? I don't think going for a second TC is beneficial for B. I think he's got a couple options. I think he either goes for castle or he keeps committing to a feudal attack. But I think going a second TC is the worst option he can choose here. Ooh, Lucifron is going to lose 2 archers for free. We do have +1 ranged attack coming in. We do have arrow slits coming in as well. And these 2 archery ranges are very vulnerable, so he is going to lose these, but he could remake them back here. And second TC is coming down again over here, so he's going to secure those deer. And this is, this is really far out of the way, right? Like, if B goes all the way over here to attack this, Lucifron can take out reinforcements, and then he can take that army out. But here's the real threat. So he's taken out the longbows, which is the smart decision. But these men-at-arms, these are very, very difficult to kill in the Feudal Age. They just have so much armor. And so Lucifron is doing the smart thing, and he's focusing down the longbows. But if B, can keep this... Ooh, he can't, though. B's actually struggling for food at the moment. He's got to move all the way to the boar, and he is losing a villager here. He lost 2 villagers to that boar. And he lost his military. So Lucifron's looking really good right now. I mean, yes, there's men-at-arms on the field, but B's food income, it's kind of off. He's having to move these Berryvilles as well. So these rams are kind of moving forward. There is a wolf attacking villagers here, which I think it did. Did it kill one, or is that just a... Yep, it did. One villager did die to this wolf. Potentially a second one about to. And these men-at-arms, I mean, I think 5 men-at-arms beats 15 archers, I'm pretty sure. Second villager about to go down to that wolf. We have more horsemen coming out. But here comes the real threat, in my opinion. It's definitely these, like... It's going to be these men-at-arms. If that mass gets too big, B is just going to end up destroying Lucifron. But he's actually adding in some more spears. There are enough horsemen. And that is the weakness to going men-at-arms. Men-at-arms do not kill horsemen quickly. So the horsemen can ignore them and kill the longbows. And look at Lucifron. He can almost go Castle Age here. And he's throwing down a 3rd town center. No, Camel Archers is not something you generally want to make here. Yes, they defeat men-at-arms, but here's the one weakness. Longbows absolutely destroy them. And they're expensive. They're 180 food. I think Lucifron's doing the right thing. He needs to get Castle Age. And I think he's going to be able to, before these men-at-arms get too big of a mass. I mean, I say that, but he's already got 7 men-at-arms, 8 men-at-arms now. The nice thing is, though, he can do some raiding with these horsemen, and that is very annoying. It is forcing B to stay back. And the longer he stays back, the better it is for Lucifron. He's got to stay 90 more seconds to get the Culture Wing, which then he can start making mangonels, crossbows, knights, and once he gets those out, this is going to be easy to hold. So the longer he delays this push, the better. And this... He should have just kept this... Well, I guess he should save this ram, actually. The thing is, the only thing I'm worried about for Lucifron is he doesn't have a lot of production buildings. He only has these 2 archery ranges and these 2 stables. And so, losing an archery range right now would be really, really bad for him. We do see another barracks coming up for B. 50 seconds remain, and these are a long 50 seconds. I can tell you, as an Abbasid player... or Abbasid enjoyer, man, in this situation, you were just like, you're kind of sweating bullets as you're like, okay, I still have 40 seconds. There's a lot that can happen in 40 seconds. Luckily, I think that B is, he is taking a little bit to attack. He's going to take out this tower. And I think by the time B starts to do anything, I think Lucifron will be Castle Age. So I think he's, he's getting to that good frame. 20 seconds, 23 seconds. He's got 3 TCs pumping. He's got more stables coming out, more archery ranges. He's going to have 4 stables here soon. And 4 knights are going to be queued immediately. And B's still committing. He's not looking for that Castle Age at all. And Lucifron is in the Castle Age now. Immediately, we see 4 Lancers queued. We see crossbows on the way. And, if we look at this... How many spears do we have? There's 0 spears. Mangonel as well. So no spears. And that means knights should do... I mean, 5 knights though against 25... or against 20 men-at-arms may not be enough though. B's pulling 4 villagers. He recognizes he has to kill Lucifron right now. He cannot... If he doesn't kill Lucifron right now, he knows he's dead. And, Lucifron being smart, taking out that ram. He's cleaning up the longbow. I mean, there's still 28 longbows, so I say cleaning up the longbows, but there's still a lot. Spears are on the way. B is adding in more and more spears. He recognizes that lancers are getting on the field. Longbows are coming out as well. And, you know, ooh, this isn't looking good for Lucifron. You know, it was... Lucifron hit Castle, but I really think he probably should have gotten that mangonel out. And now that he doesn't, there's still 15 men-at-arms. He has more lancers on the way, but there's still spears. And there's still longbows. +2 range is almost complete. These lancers are going to go down. Lucifron's going to be forced to go over here. He does have a market, and he has a bunch of wood. So he can sell wood for gold if needed. And, you know, he still has a 20 villager lead. He just needs to hold. If he can hold this, you know, at least he should win if he holds. But I don't know if he's going to. 40 military to 1. And, you know, B is just streaming units. He recognizes this is his chance. This is his best way to go. You don't know if Castle's the play? No, Lucifron had to go Castle. Otherwise, these men-at-arms are literally unkillable for Feudal Age, in Feudal Age for Lucifron. The thing is, though, he's trying to do a farm transition. You know, B's doing the smart thing. He's going to deny that. And now we're at a start where I think Lucifron is dead. The Lancers just weren't enough here. I mean, 3 Lancers might be able to clean this up. 4 Lancers. You know, there's still longbows, there's still men-at-arms, there's still spears. Just look how long these men-at-arms take to kill. These are Feudal Age men-at-arms, and that town center is just like tickling them. And B's not going to let up. He's just continuously streamed. 40 military to 4. That's just not getting better for Lucifron here. And he can't make any units. He's got no food. He's got absolutely... Well, he's about to have food once these deer come in. He's got 10 idle villagers in here. And I think B's done it. I think he's been able to hit it. And I think the thing that really came down to is I think this fight, I really think Lucifron should have gone further back and made a mangonel back there. If he could have gotten mangonels out, I think he holds just fine. But the fact he couldn't get it, and he canceled it and took the fight, was probably the death signal there. But, you know, it's not over yet. There are no rams. And we do still see units up here denying the gold. More Lancers coming out here, but again, those Spearmen, you know, Feudal Age Spearmen do just fine versus Lancers. And there's more than enough. There's 3 spears here, and that's going to be enough to take out these 2 Lancers. And look at B, he's being very smart. He has his units everywhere. He's denying everything. You know, yes, he's got food. He is on gold, so he can still continuously make units for now. Rams are incoming, and this is the real threat now. Because these Rams are going to be able to take out the production, be able to maybe take out the town center. And Lucifron's trying everything he can to stay in this game. But B's not going to run out of food anytime soon. Even though he's not on farms, he literally has all these. He still has 3 deer. He did finish that boar. He has those berries. And, you know, he could take... I guess he actually could run out of food soon, but I don't think it's going to. More farms coming out over here. More Lancers. The thing is he needs more than Lancers. And this town center is going to go down. There's 27 longbows. More men-at-arms coming across. You know, it's 3 military to 46. And at this point, B is fine with this. He's losing army, but he's still got a, you know, he's going to take out 10 more villagers. He's going to take out a town center. And he's about evened up the villager count. 62 vills killed so far. Oh, and B is doing his farm transition, so he's definitely made sure he's not going to struggle for food for the rest of this game. And now B has a villager lead. More Rams incoming. We see 7 Lancers, which will be enough to clean up these longbows. And actually, there's only one spearman here. He does have men-at-arms, so those will tank. And, you know, those longbows are only doing 1 damage to each of those lancers. But I still think there's too many longbows. There's still 37 longbows. So they're still doing 37 damage a shot. More spearmen are on the way. There's even a spearman raid down here. And I think Lucifron's going to call it GG once these lancers are dead. I just don't see a way that Lucifron can hold this attack right now. The funny thing is if he had like 4 or 5 barracks and he had men-at-arms pumping out, I think he'd have a better chance of holding this than with lancers, because BU has no way to deal with Castle Age men-at-arms. And you know, men-at-arms are cheaper, right? 100 food, 20 gold. He could have really been pumping those men-at-arms out and probably could have survived, or at least a way better chance, I think, than with lancers. And GG. Game number 1 going over to B. I will say that was I really like Lucifron's build there. I am 100% stealing that build. I'm going to write that build down and go over it because that was a really quick town center. 430-second town center. That was really, really fast. Never seen such a fast town center from Abbasid. You know, that town center was going down by the time B hit the Castle Age. And you just kind of look at the resources here. B had 4,000 more food. Lucifron had a lot more gold. He just didn't have just couldn't take on that military there. And we can kind of see where I think Lucifron made the biggest mistake was right here. B never hit Castle Age. Right here was definitely the biggest mistake. He needed to pull back, but he fought Feudal Age units against Feudal Age units, and even though he was Castle Age, and that's kind of what hurt him here. If he'd been able to pull back here, you know, maybe into a better spot, get 1 mangonel, I think he holds just fine. Make YouTube of that build, please. Missed it? Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will. All right. And, you know, that is a rough matchup for... I mean, that's a rough matchup for Abbasid as it is, but I think Lucifron had the right idea. I think he made the right plays. He played it really well. I just think his biggest mistake was, again, that 1 engagement. If he just had been able to wait and get a mangonel, I just don't see how B wins from there. All right, and let's go into game number 2. All right, this is another rough matchup for Lucifron. Delhi versus China. We're going to pause for just 1 second here. And yeah, so you know, you just want to make sure there's no lag or anything. But this is you know, many players at the high level, pro level will tell you that this matchup is unwinnable for Delhi. Like, this is the most one-sided matchup in the game right now, is what a lot of people will say. And I actually kind of agree. I think it's a very, very rough matchup for Delhi. But, oh, right. Let me get that real quick. Predictions, and then we'll start game number 2. I know you guys need your predictions, so there you go. Who will win game number 2? You guys get 5 minutes. Enjoy your gamba. All right. And now, let's begin game number 2. I am rooting for Lucifron here because I want to see a game number 3, chat. That's what I want to see. All right. And on the bottom, we have Lucifron as the Delhi. You might have to refresh your chat. And on the left-hand side, we have China, or B, as the Chinese player. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, this is a very rough matchup for Delhi. This is Delhi's worst matchup in the game. Their second worst matchup is probably, what's the civ called? H-E. So we're going to have to see how, you know, Lucifron tries to go into this. It's very hard to get a Sacred Site victory on this map because one of the Sacred Sites is in their opponent's base pretty much. Like, this is right next to your opponent, right? It's very, very difficult to get a Sacred Site victory here. So that's probably not going to be a win condition. But he should be able to, and you know what B's going to do, right? He's going to make a barbecue here. So it's going to be very difficult to get more than one Sacred Site to start out. He might be able to sneak this one and this one, but I fully expect B to make a barbecue right here, which just makes it very, very hard to take this Sacred Site. And I am expecting a Tower of Victory from Lucifron to give that 20% attack speed bonus to his infantry. Makes it a little bit easier to deal with mass Chokanu or Zuganus, but whether that's enough, I mean, that's the problem. Mass Zugu is very, very, very strong. And B has been shown to do the Mass Zugu strategy, and we've all seen how hard it is to kill even with knights in the feudal age. And Delhi doesn't have knights, as a spoiler alert. So you can only imagine how well horsemen do against Mass Zugu. Not very well. But we'll see what happens here. Last game was a very, like I said, very clean build by Lucifron. And I anticipate he probably has a very nice build for his Delhi as well. And let's kind of just see what happens here. We're just kind of waiting for things to get started. Tower of Victory, as expected. You know, and B's getting a lot of sheep here. He's gotten 10 sheep. He has, you know, a couple at home, and Lucifron's gotten 8 sheep. Now, to be fair, that's not the biggest deal, because typically, oh wow, we're actually seeing Imperial Academy and not a not the barbecue first. You know, this is. Now, this is really, really rough. I mean, let me rephrase, not rough. This is good for Lucifron, right? This is what he would prefer. If there's no barbecue here, now, again, what B could do, he could do his Song Dynasty and put it here, but that also could be risky. Because if he did, you know, if Lucifron gets units out in time, he might be able to kill the villagers before the barbecue goes out. Because B won't be able to get the barbecue for about another minute. This is a live match, by the way, guys. Like, they're playing right now. I have no idea who wins this. Like, I can't see the future, so no one knows. But either way, we get Tower Victory is just about complete. In about 30 seconds, B will be able to put down the barbecue, but I don't think he'll be able to put it down here. It's going to be tough. Maybe he can. Tower Victory, second Scholar, Sanctity on the way. And Lucifron has scouted the Imperial Academy, so he's going to be feeling a little bit better about this. Because that means he can get 2 Sacred Sites, at least. And B is still, he's a little bit late on his food gathering. I think he put a little too many villagers on wood. He has 6 on wood a little early, so he doesn't have enough for the barbecue yet. That's actually kind of a big deal. You generally can get it started by about 4:30. For that little barbecue to get that Song Dynasty, which gives you, you know, the Zoogs, gives you the fast villager production. So a little bit of a mistake, I think, but, you know, he's still going to get it down at about 5 minutes here. And it looks like he's just going to go for a safe one. He's going to secure his deer, and he's going to secure his berries. Or, well, that's what I suspected he was going to do. Now, there we go. And 8 villagers to pop this up. You know, Lucifron just being annoying here, pushing the deer out. This isn't really going to affect too much here, just being annoying. And, you know, if I was Lucifron, I would feel a bit better about my position. You know, this being in a safe spot means 2 Sacred Sites will feel really good. And we'll see where it comes from there. We do have the Blacksmith out. We have a second Blacksmith coming out. Lucifron sending his first Horseman across. You know, obviously it's not going to do anything. This Horseman shouldn't kill any villagers. You know, the town center protects these villagers. Barbecue protects these villagers. So Horseman's just going to be chilling. And, you know, Lucifron does only have 8 sheep, but again, the nice thing about when you face against China, they go that Zugu, which is a slow unit composition, so it's pretty easy to... So you don't really have to worry about horseman raids, so you can usually get these deer, the berries, without much of a contest from China. Usually, you know. This deer could be potential, you know, if Delhi loses map control, then the Mass Zugu can obviously go over here, but as long as Lucifron doesn't lose map control, which is going to be the hard part. And we see the first archery range coming out for B. And I'm sure we all know what's going to come out of there. We also see the first archery range coming out of Lucifron. Sanctity's 30 seconds away. We have blacksmith upgrades coming in. I imagine archers are going to be in production. And what Lucifron wants to do here is he does want to get to that castle age. He doesn't want to stick to feudal. The longer the feudal age goes, the better it is for China, right? Because that's more Zoogs. That's and once that mass gets big enough, I promise, there's like no feudal army in the world that can take them, except for maybe a Knight Civ, like French or Rus. And both sacred sites being taken. I don't think there's any way that B can deny this. He's making 2 more archery ranges. This one Zugu's not going to deny it. There's already a horseman. In fact, if Lucifron sees this, he could snipe this. Maybe he's a little scared there's more. I'm surprised. There we go. He is going to go for that kill. It should get away, but Lucifron will be able to do some damage to it. At least I think it'll get, yeah. Does 1 damage, backs off, doesn't want to take too much damage here. Sacred Site's about to complete. And that'll be that nice extra gold income for Lucifron here. And we see 3 archers pumping out those Zugus, coming out more and more. Archery or barracks coming out. And the reason why there's getting the archery or the barracks, you still want some spears because they kill horsemen faster. Like, yes, Mass Zugu is super, super strong, but you still want some spears. Otherwise, you know, it can make it a little bit harder to take a good fight, especially in smaller numbers. Once you get to 50 Zugs, it doesn't matter. At least usually. Walling in the sacred sites. We see more and more archers, more horsemen coming out for Lucifron. He is going to go for that 3rd sacred site, and I think he'll be able to take it. I don't think he'll be able to hold this for very long, but, you know, it's still free gold he's going to generate. We have a market coming out, and I anticipate Lucifron is going to start saving for that gold, that castle age soon. He's already taken the berries out here. He's still got front berries. He's taken the rest of his sheep. I would like Lucifron to take some of these villagers and put them on deer or something. And actually that spearman is going to go down. That is really nice. You know, it's very annoying for B. B is going to take damage on a Zugu. You know, that military count is starting to get closer and closer. The sacred site's almost taken. And more units coming out from Lucifron here. And 3rd sacred site. Again, he's not anticipating to hold this. He might try, and he might be able to hold it for temporarily. But he's not even going to try. He's just going to let it go. And that's fine. He's still going to get the gold. Well, I say he's going to let it go, but then here he comes. And I don't know if B can take this fight yet. Okay, nice little engagement here. Getting on top of the Zuganu. Spears going down. Zugu's going down. This isn't a critical mass, so these horsemen are doing really well. And, you know, even if he loses the sacred site, if he takes care of this mass, that's more important. Of course, he's going to save it, so it doesn't matter. More units incoming. He does have 5 idle villagers, but he's dealing with that. You know, military-wise, Lucifron does have quite a lead. You know, B took a little bit of a premature engagement, and he's going to lose a Zugu for free. But you can't mess with 18 Zugus. Nice focus fire on the spear by Lucifron. He's doing it, you know, he's microing this really well. And B keeps engaging before he has a critical mass of these Zugs. And so he ends up losing them, and that's good. And, you know, and if you can keep that count low, then the Zugus aren't that bad. It's only once you get to that, you know, that 25, 30 number is when they get really, really scary. I mean, I'll be honest, 18 is still pretty damn scary, but it's 25 to 30 is when it starts getting really scary. And I do like what he's doing here. He's going to wall this sacred site. And, you know, looks like he's just going to commit to the feudal age, so he's not going to go, he's not saving for castle, which is understandable as well, because castle age, you know, if B recognizes that, then he could just go castle himself, and then, you know, castle age China is scary. Every age of China is scary when you think about it. But now that military count is getting really, really close. Getting those spearmen is really nice, though. Like, Lucifron is doing an amazing job with these spears. I think B's a little mismicroing him a little bit there. You know, because he keeps losing his spears before the battle even starts. And he only has 2. And we have 13 horsemen. You know, 15 horsemen, 22 archers. And let's look at Lucifron's. You know, he's actually not getting siege engineering yet. Still pumping out those horsemen archers. He's just trying to take a fight here. He wants to try to take this before this mass gets too big. And that's kind of the choice he has. He can either go castle age, or he can try to whittle this down before it gets too scary. But now we're at 32 Zoogs. That is when it gets really scary. Like, this is when these fights are not going to look very good for Lucifron. Like, look how fast that horseman just melted there. And it looks like Lucifron wants to take the fight here. I mean, he does have quite a few horsemen. More archery ranges coming out for B. Lucifron, you know, taking out a little bit of those Zoogs, and then he's forced to retreat. That he can't engage that choke point. His horsemen just can't do anything there. You know, oh, B might be overcommitting here a little bit. I mean, it's hard to say, but, you know, he did whittle that down to, I mean, there's still 30. Like, there's still a lot of Zoogs. And there's only more that's going to come out here. And it looks like Lucifron is going to go Castle Age. And I really like that decision. He just needs to save a little bit longer. He's going to be able to add those Knights. And if he can get those Knights out, that's going to be really, really good in dealing with this. And he's actually, you know, he's going to whittle this down even more. There's no spears. So I do think that B will probably win this fight. But I think Lucifron will be able to significantly lower it or significantly lower these numbers and then get to Castle Age here. We're just waiting to see it. Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, he still has 30 Zoogs. He's going to retreat now. Compound of the Defenders coming out. 16 villagers going up. And again, these are going to be filled with Knights. And Knights are going to be the deciding factor, you know, they're going to be a very important factor here. And we do see, you know, B's like, all right, time to kind of counter push. I've taken out the major threat. There's not many horsemen anymore. These archers are going to melt to this mass. So he's going to go for taking the decap the sacred sites. B's going to, or Lucifron's going for the relics, or at least I thought he was. And he is not going to lose that. Looks like B probably recognizes that Castle Age is incoming and wants to attack before it gets in. But that's not going to be the case here. And Lucifron has a lot of food. He's got a lot of gold. 3 Lancers on the way, and these are going to be made a bit quicker in 2 of these stables. And I don't know if he's going to be able to push this. But again, this might end up like the English game. Look at the units streaming across the map. And again, I think, oh, Lucifron pulled the Lancers. Good, good, good. He wants to get more than 2 Lancers. He needs a bigger mass. There's not many spears for B. B has 3 spears. So if he can get 6 Lancers, that should be enough, I think. Oh, these 3 Lancers are in the wrong direction. Okay. But yeah, look at how fast that Lancer's going down. Like, these Lancers are just going down really quickly. This is why, you know, the nice thing is, though, they aren't tanking a lot of damage, so the archers are able to whittle down that number a little bit. We have more Lancers on the way. Although that food bank for Lucifron is gone. So he spent all his food. There's still... Is that 50 Zoogs? Am I reading that right? 34 Zoogs still. You know, 2 more Knights on the... Or 2 more Lancers. More Lancers. Oh, there's 2 Lancers doing nothing back in his base. He needs these in front. He needs these in front so badly. Oh, it's painful to see because that actually makes a big difference. And we just see more Zoogs coming on the way. Lucifron still hasn't noticed these. And look at that military. It's still double for B. And now, and Lucifron hasn't grabbed, he has grabbed 2 relics, so that's nice. I really hope he notices these Lancers soon, otherwise he's really going to be kicking himself. There we go. He did notice the Lancers, he has 2 more on the way. He just needs to get a critical mass of Lancers, and then he'll be good. These Archer numbers are slowly getting whittled down as well. I'm just not sure if Lucifron can hold this. Now, there are 4 Lancers. You know, that Zuga number is dropping a lot. You know, reinforcements are streaming across the map. Look at the wood count for Lucifron. He's got 1,000 wood in the bank right now. He's got a ton of wood. 3 Zugus doing a little bit of harassment there. And, you know, force back once more. We do have 2 more Lancers on the way. He's going for these berries. You know, the nice thing for Lucifron is he's done a really good job keeping his Archers alive. The Archers are really what are killing these Zoogs, and the Lancers are tanking the damage. And we do see trying to get a keep up here. He gets a keep, he'll be able to hold this easy. You know, because if he can get a keep up here, it's going to be impossible for B to push. But just, man, look at those mass Zoogs. It's just continuous. And B's food eco, he still has 2 sets of berries. He still has deer, and he still has a boar over here. Oh, he has enough for a keep. He can drop a keep at any time now. I want a 3rd game. Lucifron still hasn't noticed. Lancer's kind of dancing around doing nothing. And just, yeah, look how fast these Lancers are going down. Like, he needed a critical mass. Do Zoogs change target? They will finish their fire no matter what. And I hate to say it, but I think, you know, we see a keep coming down over here, but I think Lucifron's dead. 50 military to 20, and those are all Archers. He has no way to deal with these Zoogs. If he had a Siege Workshop, maybe he could get a Mangonel, but I don't think he's going to be able to get a Mangonel to deal with this. And now, you know, B's walking around the map. He's going to go over here, even though those berries have pretty much been exhausted. And that keep will go down, so that secures food for Lucifron, but he's not placing anything else down. No Siege Workshop or anything, which I think is a little bit of a mistake here, because he still has 2 Sacred Sites. He's got 2 Sacred Sites. He's got 1 Relic. Mangonels are like his best chance at the moment. If he can get if he could get like 1 or 2 Mangonels, well, he's gonna need more than 1. 68 Zoogs, by the way, 1 shot of Mangonel. And unit production's now back on queue for Lucifron, but look how late this is. The nice thing is, B's going to try to deny this, and that keep's going to be more than enough to stop this. But we'll see what Lucifron's going to try here. Just endless Zoogs. And this is why a lot of people, you know, a lot of people really complain about this, because this should not be, you know, a feudal age unit like this shouldn't be doing this well against Knights and Lancers and all that stuff. It's just crazy how strong they are. I mean, he's going to need a lot of Lancers to have any chance of holding this back. I mean, this is 38 Zoog, 39 now, and we have 4 Lancers. Yeah, we can start cutting off reinforcements, but look at that. There's already 15 here. Now, the 4 Lancers should win this fight, but still brutal. Moving wood lines up here. And we do have a farm transition already on the way for B. I'm a little surprised. I was going to say, why did he not make a granary? That seems like a mistake to me. Oh, I didn't see this. We have a second keep right here, which is really, really nice for Lucifron. Secures those berries, secures the stone. And now he's just dropping keeps. And this is his way back into this, or this is his way into the game, right? These keeps are going to be very, very crucial for him. Of course, losing these villagers is not very nice. And now B, you know, B's still actually pretty far from Castle Age. And Lucifron is kind of stabilizing. Like, yes, B has 77 Zugus right now. But he has no way to kill this keep. Like, 77 Zugus are not going to kill a keep. And that Lancer mass is starting to get bigger and bigger. Hopefully Lucifron doesn't lose a lot of villagers here. And we have a Lancer raid here, actually. This is actually really big. This is what Lucifron needs to be doing. Oh, Lucifron's going to lose a lot of villagers here, though. Oh, no. That is a lot of villagers. 10 villagers, 11 villagers. But Lancers are doing work at home, so it's not like this is all for nothing. You know, evening that vill count. 14 villagers for B, 9 for Lucifron. And, again, Lucifron does still have those 2 sacred sites. B's not even close to Castle Age yet. These Zugus will be taken care of by these 4 Lancers, or maybe not. More Vill kills coming down. And, you know, now B is forced to, you know, kind of reconsider, you know, move his army around. The problem is, there's only 4 Lancers at home. These archers are dead. There is still 59 Zugus in his base that he can't deal with at the moment. Another keep going down. I'm not sure if this will go down. Not with 7 Zugus on the way. We see Lancers over here once more. This should be denied. There's a lot going on right now. Yeah, this is 100% going to be canceled or denied. Still a big raid at home, you know, forcing B off of food. A lot of idle villagers. You know, now he's just diving under the town center, not caring. Oh my, is this going to go up? No way. I thought this for sure this was going to be denied. Loses a lot of villagers for it, though. And Lucifron taking care of reinforcements here. You know, that's still 52. 52 will win this fight easy. It's not even close. You know, villager count's almost, you know, evening up, but look at the military, 80 to 13. But that keep does go up, and now that's 4 town centers for Lucifron. And this Zugu mass is actually being really depleted here. You know, I thought that was going to be an easy win for the Zugus, but I was wrong. Those Lancers actually really whittled them down. Now, yes, the Zugus are still going to win this fight, but they went from 59 to, I'm trying to select them so I can get a solid number, to like 20. Now we have a stream of reinforcements coming in. You know, Beast resecured his resources. He's floating a lot of gold. More Zugus coming this way. Towers now coming up. And Lucifron's almost caught up in the villagers, but he's still very behind on the military. And now we see a lot of spearmen coming across. So these Lancers are going to become worth, like, they're not going to be doing much at all. Lots of Lancers, lots of spearmen. Like, spearmen demolished Lancers, not even close. And we see a lot of archers here, but he still has 2 minutes and 40 seconds till this upgrade's finished. And he's got 4 archers. He needs more archery ranges. Well, wow, he has a lot of stables over here. I'm not sure he can support that at the moment. Honestly, I would rather see him do a switch to Men-at-Arms. I think Men-at-Arms is probably his best chance now because there's too many spears. But more archery ranges coming out. You know, Lucifron canceling his veteran upgrades. And here we go. We're about to have a Castle Age B with and these are going to be Castle Age Zugus now. 5 more villagers about to go down for B, or for Lucifron here. I'm trying to see a way that Lucifron can like kill this army. His only chance, yeah, and he recognizes there is not one. So Lucifron GG's, and B takes the series 2-0 and advances to the next round. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is the most one-sided matchup in probably the game. Very, very tough to That's just that's not a matchup you want to see as Delhi. I'm really surprised he didn't choose French. I mean, I guess he doesn't really have a choice. He was probably hoping for Holy Roman Empire and ended up getting China. So, because Delhi versus Holy Roman Empire is bad for Delhi, but it is way more winnable than it is against China. And despite that being